Does it seem like kids can get away with just about anything these days? Well, in New York City, they can, especially high school students. Take this, a kid caught with 7 bags of marijuana got off scot-free. It's a violation that used to mean criminal summons, even the suspension. But under a new program, well, the kid doesn't do anything. They get this thing called a warning card, simply asking him to discuss the matter with his or her parent. Several New York City teachers are saying that the students know they can get away with just about anything. So this means discipline out the window. Remember, most parents can't discipline their kids anymore either, particularly in New York City. We've got Gina and Kat back with us. You know, Gina, I got to tell you something. This is the student at Adlai Stevens High School in the Bronx. There's another high school, Lehman High School. A kid caught smoking marijuana pot, whatever you want to call it, in the restroom. Just gets a warning card. I mean, listen, do you think this is going to be a deterrent for these kids?
Of course not, Charles. And, you know, even the mayor making the statement that crime is down based on this. No, crime's not down. Crime's just being ignored. Teachers surveyed in that area, 81% of them said actually the problems in the classroom have gone way up. So this is a big problem. And this is the agenda of, I think you'd have to put the buck stopping where it is, and that would be this administration, as well as teachers unions that have totally ignored the real plight, especially of inner city children.
I got to tell you, I tell you the same thing. You could actually argue, Kat, that this is racist. This is the kind of thing that these kids in these Bronx schools in particular are already struggling, already have a lot of odds against them. And you mean to tell me you're going to greenlight them getting high in school, that somehow you think you're helping their future?
Right. See, I'm somebody who's for legalization. I think that you can also, on the other end of it, if you get prosecuted at a young age, that follows your life, and things happen to you that wouldn't happen to someone who had more money. But 7 bags of weed. That's like a little mini drug empire this kid is running. And they're just going to say, oh, you know, talk to your parents. Maybe what's going on at home isn't so great either if this is what this kid's doing. That's not going to help. And yeah, no, he's not going to have a chance. These kids aren't going to have a chance because that's not what the real world is like. And that's where they're going after school.
Yeah, and to me, it's about a lack of accountability and excuses. We've heard these excuses over and over and over again. It does not help these kids, Gina, compete against their rivals across town. It doesn't help Americans in general. I mean, you think about the global economy for the next 100 years. It's a knowledge-based economy. You can't get high at 15 in school and think you can compete with the Chinese kids.
No, and the science is there. You know, and to Kat's point, you know, you can be for legalization all day long, but it still doesn't make it productive. And I know this isn't what she meant, but I'm saying for those in the system that are pro-legalization, whatever, it still doesn't make it okay to teach these kids, 1, lawlessness, and 2, that doing anything to impair your brain when you're already disadvantaged. Why would you do that to these kids if you really cared about them? To me, this is a perfect litmus test that those who say they care and yet they are condoning this behavior. 7 bags, like she said, that's just ridiculous. That's insane.
All right, 1 second, guys. I've got some breaking news coming up. Let me just go through this because it's just now coming out. The State Department winds down its release of Hillary Clinton's official emails from January 29th. Judicial Watch now has gotten the State Department to release 29,000 pages of longtime Hillary Clinton aide Huma's emails. You can see right there. And we'll see what happens there. A lot of people feeling that she's been an accomplice. She's been a silent accomplice to a lot of things. And the plot thickens a little bit there. We're going to get more for you on that. I want to get back to you, Kat, because there was a rape incident over the weekend involving teenagers in New York City, and apparently a couple of parents, mothers, turned their sons in today. I think that's an amazing sign.
Good, yeah, like we were saying earlier, a lot better than the affluenza kid flying off to Mexico and whatever. Yeah, no, parents play a role, everyone plays a role, but there is going to need to be accountability.
Right.
And for the record, just because I'm pro-legalization, I am not saying kids do not smoke pot, kids should not smoke pot.
All right, and again, Uma Abilene, Hillary's longtime assistant.